What is up, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. In today's video, I'm going to address the issue of facing a fat loss plateau. Oftentimes when people want to lose weight, they lose weight and fat pretty easily at the beginning of their cutting phase of their weight loss journey. But after a couple of months of dieting down, they oftentimes face a point where they don't seem to lose weight, where they don't seem to lose any body fat anymore for a prolonged period of time. They have plateaued, their fat loss has stagnated. And there are generally two types of people who face this issue. If you are part of group one, you are the person who have cut out all junk food, all things you don't need, and have solely focused on eating clean, natural, unprocessed foods. This is a great thing because unknowingly you have lowered the amount of calories that you take in and have created a calorie deficit. That is the reason that you have lost weight initially. And while I do advise that the majority of the food that you eat on a daily basis comes from natural, unprocessed foods because that is simply optimal for your health, those foods by themselves don't burn body fat or are not responsible for the amount of fat that you lose. It is the calorie deficit that is the primary reason that you've lost body fat. And your body doesn't care in relation to fat loss, whether you eat clean foods or whether you eat junk foods. The only thing that matters is calories in versus calories out. So if you don't have an idea of how many calories you are eating at this moment, that is pretty surely the reason that you are not losing weight anymore. What I advise for you is that you calculate how many calories you need on a daily basis to maintain your current weight and create a 10 to 20% calorie deficit off of that maintenance amount so that you keep on losing weight. If you currently don't know how many calories you need in order to maintain your current weight, multiply your body weight in pounds by 15 and then you create a 20% calorie deficit to stimulate further fat loss again, to create a new energy deficit. The second group of people that are facing a fat loss plateau are the people who do keep track of their calories and who have simply reached the point where if they lower their calories even further, that they will simply lead a miserable life because that will be unsustainable. And what happens is when you lose fat, when you lose weight, your body adapts to the amount of calories that it is given. What I mean by that is if you, for example, start your weight loss journey on 2,800 calories and you create a 500 calorie deficit, then you will lose weight. After a while, you will reach a fat loss plateau and you will need to eat less calories again. You will need to create a new deficit because there is a thing called metabolic adaptation. That is your body's survival mechanism that adapts to the amount of calories that it is given to run all its processes on. And that is not a bad thing, that is actually a good thing, because if you were out in the wild and you were deprived of food, of nutrients, of calories, that is the way that your body adapts to the current amount of energy that you get in and prevents you from dying. So some people keep lowering their calories till the point that they, for example, eat between 1,600 and 2,000 calories per day. I'm talking about men here. A lot of women do fine on those amounts of calories, but for men, that is not a lot of food to eat, and that is actually going to make you pretty miserable. What happened is you have stagnated and you still might be at a higher body fat percentage of 15 or higher, and you are simply not losing any more weight. And I would not advise that you create an even further calorie deficit, because if you are so deprived of calories and are lowering your calories under 1800, I would say, you're simply going to take a hit in testosterone levels. You are going to feel miserable. Your performance is going to suffer in the gym. Your libido will be zero. Don't do it. Trust me, I've been there. Don't do it. What I would advise you to do is actually to bulk up. And no, you don't have to get fat again. I know that a lot of people are afraid of getting fat. I used to be like that as well because I know how much effort I've done to lose all the excessive weight I carried with me when I was younger. And the last thing you want to do is get fat again. But what I advise you to do is go on a lean, strategic bulk. If, for example, you are currently eating a very low number of calories, ranging from 1800 to 2200, and you would have to create a new calorie deficit in order to lose weight, don't do it, do the opposite. Give your body the necessary calories to build muscle. And why do I say that? Because it works in the opposite way as well. If you now focus on getting stronger in the gym, building muscle mass, and eating a small calorie surplus, you will build new muscle mass and you will minimize the fat gain. And because you will have gained muscle and have done so strategically by eating only a small surplus, you will look better than you did before. Plus, after a couple of months of lean bulking, and you will probably have to up your calories 2 to 3 times. For example, I have a friend of mine who was eating 2,200 calories, and he's around 15% body fat. He used to eat, or he was planning on eating 1,700 calories, something like that. But honestly, from experience, I know that that is simply a miserable experience and you won't feel good. What I advise them to do is the thing that I've done myself a couple of years ago. Up your calories by 200 to 300 calories. Focus on getting stronger in the gym. Build some muscle mass. When you have stagnated after, let's say, 2 months, I think he will be stagnating. We will up his calories by 200 again. We will keep him there for about 2 months. Up his calories after 2 months again by 100 or 200. And at that point, he will be eating around 2,000 to 800 calories. But because he has focused on getting stronger in the gym, he still has a lot of untapped potential to make gains. His body fat will not increase significantly. He will maybe only gain a slight bit of fat, but it will be not even noticeable to the naked eye, because he will have filled out and will have built a bigger frame with broader shoulders, with more muscle mass. And not only will he look better after a lean bulk, he will have a way better base to cut off, because since his maintenance calories are higher, he carries more muscle mass, he has a way larger playground to create a calorie deficit with. If we start cutting from 2,800 calories and create a, let's say, 400 to 500 calorie deficit, he will lose weight if he keeps lifting properly and eats enough protein, which is about 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. He will hold on to his muscle mass and he will have so much easier time getting down to single-digit body fat percentage than before. He will already look massively better after his initial calorie deficit. He will probably stagnate after about 2 to 3 months. After that, we create a smaller deficit of about, let's say, 10% from that point. And at the end of his cut, he will probably be at around between 2,000 and 2,300 calories, depending on how his body reacts. But from that point, he will have a way better starting point again to then lean bulk. And after a couple of phases of doing that, he will get better and look better each and every time. He will carry more muscle mass, he will be stronger and fitter. And after 2 to 3 cycles of lean bulking and cutting down, I can guarantee you that he will, and you will too, will look absolutely amazing. I've done this so many times with so many people, and they were all scared to gain fat when they should essentially do the opposite of what they think that they should do. And in the end, they all say, you were right. And I know what it feels like because I've been there myself. I've been overweight in the past. I lost a lot of weight, When I lost the weight, I wasn't lean or shredded by any means because I didn't carry enough muscle mass and because I deprived my body of calories. I then focused on building muscle, doing so strategically by eating in a small surplus, staying there for a couple of weeks, couple of months, upping my calories gradually, and I didn't get fat. I did gain a little bit of fat mass, but because my muscle mass has increased by so much, it was really not visible to the naked eye. And I had a way better base to cut body fat off. And look at me now, I'm at around 12% body fat right now. I'm currently lean bulking. I'm eating 3,000 calories per day right now. I still see my abs. At the lowest point in my last cut, I was at about 2,400, 2,500 calories on a daily basis. And over the last couple of months, I have upped my calories twice with initially by a 300 calorie surplus, then by a 200 calorie surplus, and then by a 100 calorie surplus. And I'll keep doing this for a couple of months till I notice that my body fat is creeping up a little too high. But because I will carry more muscle mass, I will have a way better base to cut off, and I will look even better when I shred down again. So guys, that is the way to do it. If you are currently stuck, either keep track of your calories and create a calorie deficit if you don't know how many calories you need and have simply focused on eating clean foods. If you do know how many calories you eat and you are simply at a point that you cannot decrease your calories even further, start lean bulking by eating in a moderate calorie surplus, lift heavy, and after a couple of months, then you have a fantastic base to cut down on. Guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you've gotten value out of this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and share the video with somebody who might benefit from hearing this information, because I know mentally it can be challenging and can be a little stressful, but believe me, trust the process, do things right, and in the end, you will see the return of your investment. Guys, take care.